What's up guys, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video. Today, we're talking about Scrafty. Honestly, this is a Pokemon I should have covered earlier in Sword and Shield. It's kind of been just trending down pretty consistently since the beginning, but I still think it's really good. It's still a really strong Intimidate Pokemon, pretty cool typing, dark fighting. It's pretty solid, but now everybody's favorite Intimidator is Incineroar, so he's kind of getting overshadowed. Same with Arcanine. I mean, more so Arcanine, because it's not even a different typing, really. It's actually just like a weaker typing, but yeah. Anyway, so this Pokemon's pretty cool in my opinion. It has really solid stats, an amazing ability, pretty solid typing, pretty solid move pool. Overall, just a really cool Pokemon. So, let's get into it. So, Dark Fighting is pretty solid typing. We have 1 immunity to Psychic, which is good, and then 3 resistances being Rock, Ghost, and Dark. All 3 are pretty prevalent typings, and pretty solid typing in general. 2 weaknesses and 1 quad weakness. We have 2 regular weaknesses of fighting and flying. Both of these are pretty bad. We have max air stream, we have air slash, other attacks. We have like Mach Punch from Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is really big in the meta, so that's pretty unfortunate. And then we have 1 4 times weakness, a quad weakness, which is Fairy. This is really unfortunate because Togekiss is still the most prevalent in the meta. Togekiss is still number 1 in usage stats. This really sucks, but it is what it is. Anyway, so stats overall really solid. 65 HP, that's pretty low, but defense and special defense both at 115 is pretty crazy. Like, those just make up for the mediocre HP completely. And then you slap something on like an Assault Vest or a Pinch Berry, and this Pokemon can just be very, very not squishy. Very bulky. Pretty good. Then on to our attack, we have attack 90 and speed 58. Neither of these are insane. They're both not like terrible, but yeah, could be better. Could definitely be better. And then for our ability, we have Intimidate, which is awesome. One of the best in the game. You just lower the attack stat of both opposing Pokemon. Really, really good. Alright, so that's about it for the overview. We'll go ahead and jump into the build. Into the build. So, ability, Intimidate. This is pretty cool. Like I was saying, it's one of the best in the game. It's really, really powerful. We see Pokemon being good just because of Intimidate. This one is not only good because of Intimidate, but it gives it a huge push into the meta, which is really good. And then we also have Pokemon like Incineroar, Arcanine that are, at least 50% of the reason why they're so good is because they Intimidate. And that just is so good. Like, that just proves that this ability is so powerful. Next, we have our item. We're using Assault Vest. I don't think there's really any other optimal item. I just think Assault Vest is the best for this Pokemon. Like I said, you could use a Pinch Berry, maybe Lumberry, but I just see Assault Vest as the way with this Pokemon. Next, onto our moves, we have Fake Out, Crunch, Close Combat, and Snarl, and then a bunch of other good moves there up right top. So Fake Out is really good. I mean, obviously, getting a flinch turn 1. It's a little less strong with Dynamax mechanic. However, it's still really, really powerful, and it's a good move. Next, we have Crunch and Close Combat. They're just our best physical attacking stab moves in general. Crunch and Close Combat. You can have options like Drain Punch and Brick Break as well for the fighting move, but Close Combat just deals out the most damage, gets OHKOs on certain Pokemon, and I just think it's really... I think it's more valuable than Drain Punch. Drain Punch is really good though because it does heal up, so that's definitely a notable move. Then we have Snarl. Snarl is really good in general, just being able to lower the special attack of both opposing Pokemon. It's very, very good on a Pokemon that'll essentially just last a little while. Intimidate plus Snarl is really powerful. Intimidate plus Fake Out is really powerful, and it really gives this Pokemon a lot of oomph and a lot of pressure. However, like I said, Incineroar might just do this job better, but it depends on the team. If you already have like Fire-type Pokemon, multiple Fire-type Pokemon, or you don't want the Fire-type coverage, this could definitely be a really good Pokemon on your team. Next, we have all of our flex moves. So we have Drain Punch, Poison Jab, Foul Play, and Head Smash. Each one of these can do something on their own. You can use all of these moves because of Assault Vest, or with Assault Vest, which is really good. We have Drain Punch, just healing up a little bit, being another option for fighting a type attack, which is really good. Stab, it's good. It's good stuff. Then we have Poison Jab, which is really good against our quad weak Fairy. However, you know, like I was running damage calcs, and a lot of the time with like Togekiss and stuff, Poison Jab doesn't even get the Oko. At the same point, like a lot of the time you're gonna want to use like Snarl or Fake Out if it's not gonna Dynamax. So I just didn't really see the point of needing the Poison Jab, although it's definitely an amazing option, and you can use that over Snarl, or even any of the other moves, but probably Snarl being the only really big flex spot, because I think Fake Out's really, really valuable, and same with 2 stab moves are really good. Then we have Foul Play that plays off of your opponent's attack. I don't see this being needed on this Pokemon. However, it's definitely an option. Then we have Head Smash, which is just good for coverage. Head Smash is solid. Then onto our EV spread. So we have 252 on HP, which is just generic bulk being very good. Attack 252. I saw a lot of builds where you going pretty hard into special defense. However, most of the times that I was running a lot of damage calcs and things like Togekiss and Solar Power Charizard. A lot of Pokemon that are gonna knock you out, that are why you want to like invest into special defense. They kill you even through like a very, very high special defense. So I just didn't see the point. I just wanted to go HP and attack. You can definitely mess around with the spread, run some damage calcs, see you know, what really matters and what you really want to do. The only unfortunate thing is that this Pokemon doesn't really outspeed any of the Pokemon, so like Snarl is really good, but if you against things like Togekiss, like Snarl's better against things like Duraludon and stuff that doesn't just threaten huge Okos against you, that you can use Snarl against to just lower the damage output that they can put out for the rest of the match, or like for a little while, you know what I mean? So yeah, into our investments, it's 252 HP and 252 into attack. I just think that's really good and really standard. You just want to go really heavy into those, and that's pretty much it for that. We're running Adamant Nature plus attack minus special attack just to be as damaging as possible as well, even though maybe it's better to put more into bulk. I'm not sure for sure, but when I played this Pokemon at the very beginning of Sword and Shield meta, this was the build that I ran. Although granted, that was before like we were really invested into damage calcs and really went hard into the damage calcs and figuring out what are the best spreads. But anyway, like this is a solid build. It's a solid build and a good starting place. Then for our synergetic Pokemon, we just have Durant and Excadrill. Both of them cover a lot of really good stuff, with mostly being Fairy, and then Excadrill also has super effective attacks. Actually, I think they both have Stone Edge, or like Rock Slide / Stone Edge, so they can both cover flying as well, both being really good for that. Both are susceptible to fighting, well, more so Excadrill, but overall pretty good. They also both give you really good max moves that can benefit your defense and special defense, which is good for the Scrafty as well, and then also good for them obviously as well. So yeah, that's about it for the build and the slide in general. We'll go ahead and talk about some speed tiers here. So as far as speed tiers go, we are down here at 78, pretty much level with my forehead. Yeah. So 78, looking to be not insanely fast. You could use this Pokemon at 0 speed with Trick Room, but it won't be as powerful as any of the other Trick Room Pokemon. But honestly, if you run this Pokemon on a team that has a Trick Room option, that could be very good as well. Being able to set Trick Room and then be like, okay, well, against a super fast team, activate Trick Room, and now you outspeed everything with Scrafty since it's so middle speed, mid speed, little bad speed. Pretty solid. So we outspeed certain Pokemon. We outspeed things like Conkeldurr, which is really good. We outspeed Gothitelle at hindering if Gothitelle is max speed, or not max speed, uninvested speed, so it's still 0 speed but 31 IVs. Then it'll be outspeeding us, which is unfortunate. But, you know, I'd say about 50-50 with Gothitelle being min speed. Then we have Gastron in all Trick Room sweepers and Trick Room Pokemon under that speed tier. So we outspeed all of those Pokemon. However, most of those teams will be running Trick Room and want to run Trick Room and want to activate it. So they'll be outspeeding Scrafty, which sucks. So honestly, Scrafty's at a pretty not great speed tier. But I mean, that makes sense, you know, with all of its bulk and attack and everything being pretty solid. You know, it has to suffer in some things. So next we have things that do outspeed us, which is Jellicent, Lapras, Sylveon, all right above us, which is unfortunate. Lapras may sometimes be mid-speed, same with Jellicent. However, Sylveon will always be outspeeding us, which is really unfortunate because it does really, really big damage. It just kills you with it just Okos you with Hyper Voice usually, so that's unfortunate. Then we have Tyranitar, uninvested, being outspeeding us just barely as well, which is unfortunate, but you know, it doesn't threaten anything too significant against us, and Intimidate does a lot of work as well. So That's not too big of a worry. Next we have Togekiss. This is the most worrisome Pokemon, pretty much. Its special attack, which shouldn't be that big of a problem, but max Dazzling Gleams or like max Starfalls threaten very big Okos on us, and you'll see in our damage calcs in the next slide, which we'll be at in just a moment. Next we have Milotic at 101, outspeeding us as well, and then Indeedee Female. Neither of these Pokemon threaten too much, however, they definitely can threaten, and Coil Milotic can be a huge problem, and Intimidate doesn't affect it, and if you don't worry about it immediately, it could just win the game out from under your feet. So that's about it for our speed tiers. We'll go ahead and talk about some damage calcs here, and I'll get tiny so that you can see all of them. Alright, so for damage calcs, we start off with some Togekiss damage calcs. Togekiss Dazzling Gleam at 60 special attack. This is a pretty common build. Hitting into our Assault Vest Scrafty, hitting 58 to 69%. Now this isn't too bad. It's a guaranteed 2 KO. We guaranteed live one attack, which is good. And then we Snarl, and then it goes down 1.5. And then we're looking in a not bad position in general. However, it still will pick up the knockout most of the time the next turn, which is just unfortunate in general. But it is what it is. Actually, pretty infrequently it'll be able to take that next knockout that next turn. So that's actually not that bad. Next we have Dynamaxed 60 special attack. This is just to show off, like, you know, even if it's not super invested into special attack, it can still take big guaranteed Okos, 125 to 150%. Very high amount of damage, and just take out guaranteed take it out, even through Assault Vest, which is really annoying. Next we have Solar Power Life Orb. These are all of the big buffs on Charizard. Max Airstream in Sun. It has to be in Sun to take a guaranteed knockout because of the solar power, but it does hit 133 to 158% guaranteed Oko. Now that I think about it, actually out of Sun, it might still take a knockout, an Oko, which sucks, but it is what it is. Next we have -1 Intimidated Conkeldurr Mach Punch into our Scrafty, hitting 29 to 34%, a small chance of hitting 3-hit KO. This is mostly just relevant because of the fact that it hits 30%. So if you have this Pokemon at 30% and they bring out Conkeldurr, GG's, Bubba, because it's killing you. Next, we have Close Combat from our Scrafty into an Excadrill, non-Dynamax, hitting 140 to 167%, guaranteed Oko on a non-Dynamaxed Excadrill. However, if it Dynamaxes, we don't kill it. Maybe it'll be weakness policy and we don't kill it, so it just kind of sucks. But if it doesn't max, then we're in a really good position against Excadrill. Next, we have Intimidated Close Combat into Incineroar. Guaranteed to a KO because of the Intimidate. Without the Intimidate, we do threaten a guaranteed Oko, which is really good. So, actually, is it guaranteed? Quick maths. It's not guaranteed, but it's very high percentage. So we're looking pretty good matchup against Incineroar also. Incineroar doesn't deal a lot of damage to us either. Like, Flare Blitz doesn't really matter too much. You know, Snarl doesn't matter too much. So we're good. Darkless Lariat doesn't matter. Like, it's fine. So yeah, that's it for our damage calcs. We'll go ahead and talk about a single spotlight build here real quick. This is a pretty nifty little build. However, I don't see it like this Pokemon being too insane in singles, but it's still really cool, and this build is really interesting. So we're running Shed Skin as our ability instead of Intimidate. This, you're probably like, okay, that's dumb, but it's cute, it's gimmicky, it's cute. So Shed Skin, at the end of a turn, you have 33% chance to ignore any special or any status. You just you know, shed the status. So we're running Rest, Bulk Up. So you bulk up, you don't take too much damage, you rest, and then Shed Skin away your sleep. It's pretty cool. I like it. I think it's cute. I think it's nifty. We're running Leftovers for a little bit more heal as well, and then we're running Knockoff Drain Punch as our stab moves. We're running 252 into HP and 240 into special defense, being very bulky in the special defense, and then Bulk Up being very bulky in defense, physical defense, so that you're kind of all around really bulky. You hit some rests, you hit some Shed Skins, and the Pokemon is having a good day. That's going to be about it for this video. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. If you like this guy, that guy, Scrafty, like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And thank you so much for watching. Big things coming 2020 for 9th Gym. 9th best gamer in the world. Let's get it. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe. Have a good day. Have a good next day. Have a good bunch of days. That's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.